tomorrow night. Can't stop. No, I can't stop. So baby, pull me closer in the backseat of your Rover that I know.
G'day guys, my name's Dave Tran and welcome to another GuitarZero2Hero song tutorial. And in today's lesson, I'll be teaching you how to play Closer by the Chainsmokers featuring Halsey. So for the basics of this song, you'll need your guitar in standard tuning, capo on the 1st fret, and you'll need to know 3 chord shapes. So it's a really easy song. Now if you want to master your chords back to front, then be sure to head over to GuitarZero2Hero.com to pick up my free guitar ebook. So the 3 chord shapes are going to be C add 9, D, and E minor 7. Similar to most pop songs these days, this song uses the same 4 chord progression throughout the whole song. So the chord progression will be C add 9, D, E minor 7, and then back to D. Now the only difference between sections is that we'll be playing different strumming patterns. So let's start with the intro / chorus. And it's going to be those 4 chords, C add 9, D, E minor 7, and D. Now the C add 9 and the E minor 7 are going to be on the 1 beat, and both the Ds are going to be on the end beat after the 3. So I'll count along and play it and it'll be a bit more clear. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... So again, the C add 9 and the E minor 7 on the 1 beat, and both Ds on the end beat after the 3. So moving on to the verse, and we have the same 4 chord progression. Now for the verse, all these chords are not going to be held out. So as soon as you play them, you're just going to mute them with your palm. So just rest them on the strings and they won't ring out. So the C add 9 and the E minor 7 again are on the 1 beat. Now the first D is going to be played on the end beat after the 3 and the 4 beat. And the last D is going to be played 3 times on the end beat after the 3, the 4 beat, and the end beat after the 4. It's all up here in the annotation, so just follow along. So it'll sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 a bit slower. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Now for the pre-chorus, we're going to do a very similar thing, except we're going to add some strums to this. So the C add 9 and the E minor 7 will actually go down, up, slap, down. And the Ds will be exactly the same as the verse. Now the slap is going to be more or less a down strum, but as you come down with the downstroke, your palm is going to hit the strings as well. And that way, you'll just get the slap and you won't get any strings ringing out. So for the pre-chorus, we'll have this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Or... down, up, slap, down, 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 up, slap, down, 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 up, slap, down, 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 up, slap, down, 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 down. Now for the dance breakdown, we're going to use the same thing as the verse, so nothing new to learn there. Now I'm going to teach you the lead parts in this song. Now for these lead parts, I'm going to do them without a capo. So all the tabs here are true to a guitar without capo. So we start with our pinky finger on the 11th fret of the 1st string. We hit that once, and then with our index finger, we have that ready on the 9th fret of the 2nd string. We hit that twice, and then with our ring finger, we put that on the 11th fret of the 2nd string, hit that twice, go back down to the 9th fret twice, and then back up to the 11th fret once. And altogether it sounds like this. And then you just repeat that over and over in the pre-chorus. So in succession, it sounds like this. Now we get to the dance riff. Now this is going to start with 2 lead-in notes which are 9th fret of the 2nd string with the index finger, and then 11th fret of the 2nd string with your ring finger. So that's before the 1 beat, so it's 4N. So after our lead-in notes, we have the first line of our riff, which starts on the 11th fret of the 2nd string, then it goes twice on the 9th, twice on the 11th, twice on the 9th, and then goes to 13, and you do that with your pinky finger, then back to 9th, up to 11th, back to 9th, and then finally 1 on the 11th. And the first line sounds like this. Now the second line is almost identical, except for the third last note. Instead of going back down to the 9th fret, you go up to the 13th fret once, and then down to the 9th fret. So the second line sounds like this. Now the third line is exactly the same as the first riff, with the exception of the second note. Now instead of going down to the 9th fret after the 11th, you go up to the 13th fret and then back down to the 9th fret. So the third line sounds like this. And finally, the fourth line of notes is exactly the same as the first line of notes. So in total, this is what we have. 1 and 2 and 3 and... Now I'm going to be playing the intro, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, and dance breakdown. I'm going to have a vocal track on top for some context, so feel free to play this back as many times as you want, play along, and see how you go.
Just fine before I met you. Drink too much and that's an issue. Okay. Hey. Tell your friends it was nice to meet them, but I hope I never see them again. I know it breaks your heart. Moved to the city in a broke down car. 4 years no call. Now you're looking pretty in a hotel bar. Closer in the backseat of your Rover that I know you can't afford. But that tattoo on your shoulder, pull the sheets right off the corner of the mattress that you stole from your roommate back in Boulder. We ain't ever getting older. We ain't ever getting older.
So be sure to head over to GuitarZero2Hero.com to pick up my free guitar ebook. Hope you guys have enjoyed this lesson. If you want to see more in the future, then it would help so much if you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, leave your thoughts, comments and questions below, and I'll see you next time on Guitar Zero to Hero. Cheers.